Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. I'm sorry I'm late. I've had a super busy day today, and I didn't get round to watching this blooming film behind us until, later. So anyway, welcome to Magnificent Mondays, episode 58. This week we're doing the Chronicles of Riddick. The second in the Riddick films. I've skipped Pitch Black, although I do like Pitch Black. I like Chronicles of Riddick more. And you can really watch this without having seen Pitch Black, to be completely honest. I'll explain that as we go. Win Grace says he hits 900 subs and suddenly thinks he can be late to his own streams. I am Gary Beekler. But I did have an excuse. As I said, I'm running late. The truth is, my sisters are calling tomorrow and I've been busy cleaning the house all day because I don't want them to think I live in a shithole. So that's what I've been doing. Anywho, before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We should be live on YouTube, fingers crossed, I hope. Yes, we are. We're live on Rumble and we're live on Twitch. Yes, we're live on all those things. If you want to join in the chat on YouTube, you've got to become a member, because that's just the way I do it now, because I've been having problems with trolls and stuff like that. So that's what we've done. I've been gifting memberships. I still wish there were a way I could gift specific people, because I've got regulars and stuff that I can't gift memberships to. It won't let me. So anywho, if you want to become a member, it's only $1.99 a month. I've gone for like as cheap as I can, as cheap as YouTube will allow me to. So anywho, and then you'll get exclusive videos and early access stuff and all that jazz. Later on, I'll upload to Spotify and Amazon Music podcasts. What else? Patreon. I've got a Patreon page. You can check that out. Links in the description. As I've links me 2 books down there. You can check them out as well. What else? Merch. I've got merch on the store tab. Or follow the link in the description. You get t-shirts and stuff like that. I got a new t-shirt today. This is not from my merch page. I got this off Amazon. Win Grace will like this. There we go. Property of USS Cerritos. Or Cerritos, however you want to pronounce it. Because I'm a Lower Decks fan, suddenly. Thanks to Win Grace. Anyway, so there we go. Right, so let's get on with the film, shall we? Well, no, we'll talk about it first. Chronicles of Riddick. As I said, the second in the Riddick trilogy. We started with Pitch Black in 2000, which was kind of a monster movie. Then we had this one, which was totally, off on a tangent. And then we had Riddick later, I think, 2013 Riddick, which kind of went back to the monster movie. It kind of went back to like Pitch Black for some weird reason. So there we go. Written and directed by David Twohy. Stars based on characters by Jim and Ken Wheat. Well, I'm sure it was Jim and Ken Wheat that wrote the Ewoks films for the Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor. I'm sure it was Jim and Ken Wheat that wrote those. Did they also do Harry and the Hendersons? I could be wrong, and I might be, getting that wrong. Anyway, it stars Vin Diesel, Tandy Newton, Carl Urban, Cullum Fiore, Linus Roach, Keith David, Alexa Davalos, Nick Chinlund in an amazing performance, and Judi Dench and others. A cool musical score from Graham Revell. Had a budget of $105 to $120 million. Wikipedia seems unsure of that. And its box office was 115, so it didn't do well. But I think it did well on DVD and Blu-ray, which is why we ended up with another sequel years later. But I don't think it was the sequel they wanted to make. Apparently, after Pitch Black, did well on DVD, didn't do super well at the theatres, but it did, it made quite a bit on when it released on DVD and that. Apparently, David Twohy and Vin Diesel, they had three binders with what the next 3 films were going to be in the Pitch Black trilogy. Riddick trilogy, and they took them to Universal. And apparently, with the key. They must have been locked or something. They must have had keys on them, and with a key for the first one. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Much like this film, it doesn't make a lot of sense if you pay much attention to it. But I still love it. Anyway, right. So we'll get on with the film, shall we? We'll get on with the film. I do have notes. Do you have anything I can say straight up before we start? Yes, at one point the production was the third largest user of electricity in Canada, because it was filmed entirely in the studio in Canada, and I forgot where. Just let me check. At the Mammoth Studios. I don't think we were called that at the time. It was called something else, but since then it's become known as Mammoth Studios in Burnaby, British Columbia. There's a lot of Stargate actors in this, apparently. This is I've got the list down here somewhere. Where we go? Here we go. Should be called the Chronicles of Stargate actors, because more than half of the 47 cast have been on at least one Stargate TV series, 29 in total. Let's say I don't know a lot of these names, but like Ty Olsson, Peter Williams. When we get to him, you'll recognise him if you're into Stargate. Christina Cox. Who else? Any other names that stand out to me? Not really. But, Christopher Heyerdahl. You'll know him when you see him. But anyway, so there we go. So lots of because it was filmed in Canada. So lots of Stargate actors in this. 29 apparently. The movie's got a body count of 57. There you go. Riddick's body count is 57. Alan Dean Foster wrote the novelisation. It was his first novelisation in over a decade, since Alien 3 in 1992. Right, so there we go. So that'll do for now. Right, we'll get on with the film. As usual, not just be watching it, because YouTube won't allow that. We're watching it in a series of stills. Cal Eagle says 57. Yes, that's Riddick's body count. So I imagine the entire body count's higher than that, because other people die as well. Because it's a war film, really, I suppose. So watching it in a series of stills may play the odd snippet. Right, so let's get on with it, shall we? So right, I shall get rid of that and pop myself down in the corner of the screen. There we go, and I'll get this thing going. Bear with me. At the station, I'm shattered. I'm going to be yawning. Right, so let's get on with it. Yes, you were gifted a membership. Yes, you were. I've been gifted memberships, and it just does it at random. So you've been gifted a random membership, Kai Eagle. So there you go. Enjoy it for a month. Right, off we go. Here we go. The Universal logo. Right, we begin with the Necromongers. By the way, this film is supposed to be set. It doesn't say. I don't know if it says anywhere in the films. I've not noticed it, unless it's on the screen somewhere or whatever. Because I thought it was set in some, mystical, futuristic time that they're not letting us know. But apparently it's set in the year 2583, is this. Pitch Black was set in 2578. So only 500 years-ish in the future. I thought it were a lot more. I thought we were like being in Dune times, particularly with Chronicles of Riddick. Pitch Black, it doesn't really matter. It could have been 100 years in the future for all we know, because it's a smaller story, but this one's a much bigger tale with a lot of lore and a lot of world building and all that, which seems there seems to be stuff in this that you think in only 500 years all this has happened. I don't know, but anyway. Anywho, so we're seeing the Necromongers. Here they are doing their stuff. There we go. Hang on, let's go back again. Launching a weapon. It's like a doomsday weapon, as we'll see. So they're on a, I don't know which planet they're on, but they're on a planet, and they're basically going to destroy it. They're moving from world to world, conquering worlds or destroying them if they don't, convert to the Necromonger way. And there we go. There we see there's lots of Baroque art in it, and for some reason, I don't know why, but these faces kind of remind me. I don't really look like him, but I'm reminded of Jean-Luc Picard. I don't know why. Maybe they're inspired by him being a Borg. Anywho, so there we go. Off they go. There we go. Launching their doomsday weapon. And then we see the face turn. This is the Lord Commander, played by Colin Fiore. I'm sure in one version, maybe it's in the theatrical version, when he turns his head like that, I'm sure you see his face. I'm sure he ain't got this mask on, but I could be wrong. I might be Mandela affecting that, but anyway. So here he goes, right. Wow, we're getting a commentary, sort of, a narration, that's the word, by Judi Dench, who plays a character, I forgot, something like Aerolon or something. So let me check. Judi Dench, where are you? Aerion, that's it. I nearly said aileron, didn't I? That's what makes an aeroplane go up and down, isn't it? Anyway, I've forgotten already. Aerion, who's an elemental, another one of these weird. It's more of a fantasy than a sci-fi. It's got a lot of good sci-fi elements in, such as spaceships and stuff, and going from planet to planet. But there's a lot of fantasy in this film that is never explained. I don't really understand it, but anyway. So here we go. They've conquered some planet here. Obviously, an industrial type, advanced civilization, and they must have what's the word? Resisted. Resistance is futile when it comes to the Necromongers, and they're going to destroy it. So off they go, and we're getting the narration talking about and crusading across the stars toward a place called the Underverse. A lot of talk of verses in this, not poems, but multiverse, universe, but they're looking for the Underverse, which is like their version of heaven, so to speak, and because they're on a religious crusade. That's the Lord Marshal, who's the ruler of the Necromongers, and their prime directive, their tenet is you keep what you kill. So that comes into play at the end of the film. There's the Purifier, played by Linus Roach, who auditioned for the role of Lord Vaco. And you look at him, you think, no. Lord Vaco is the Carl Urban character, who may be in there, I'm not sure, because he's got I think that's Lord Vaco, I think that's Carl Urban. Anyway, so here they go in their spaceship with the big wooden doors on their spaceship. Or maybe they just look like wood, I don't know. So anyway, right, and they go, if they cannot convert you, they will kill you. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to do with his big plunger. They put a bomb on the planet, so he's going to big plunger and blow it up. There you go. Kaboom. There you go. So that's another planet. And apparently they've been going across for 30 years or thereabouts, destroying, human colonies. I think humans are the only intelligent life in the universe, in the Riddick story. I'm guessing. I don't know. As I say, I don't know I don't know if there's books or whatever that go into more detail. I've not read them. I don't know. I've not even played the games. There's 2 games, isn't there? At least that I know of. Escape from Butcher Bay and Dark Athena. I've not played them. So anyway. Right, so we're now going to catch up with Riddick. Now we've learned that the Necromongers are crusading across the universe, converting or killing everyone they come across. Now we're going to on the UV planet. I forgot what they call it. Maybe it'll tell us. But there's did it tell us before? So let me go back. Chronicles of Riddick. There we go. Maybe it'll tell us in a minute. We're going to see Riddick running across the fingerprint landscape. So here he goes. There he goes, running across. It's called the fingerprint landscape. Oh, there we go. UV system, planet 6. That's why. Hang on, let's go back again. There we go. That's why it's called the fingerprint planet, because of these rocky formations that look like fingerprints. How they're formed, don't know. It's David Toohey. He's got an imagination, but I don't think he thinks much about the science of his science fiction. He just thinks it looks cool. A bit like J.J. Abrams in that respect. But anyway. Right, so here he is. He's being chased by mercs. Mercenaries who, because there's a price on his head. If you watch Pitch Black, you don't need to know this. comes in this, but we learn that Richard B. Riddick is basically a murderer sort of thing. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not even sure what he got up to. Apart from he used to go around killing people. Maybe he robbed banks. I don't know what he did. But he's always been caught and put in high security penitentiaries and then escapes and does more stuff and gets caught again. So that's why he ended up in a place like Butcher Bay. That's what the game's about, Escape from Butcher Bay. And he's been in other places as well. And then in Pitch Black, he was being transported to, excuse me, to prison by a fella called Johns. But the ship crashed, and they ended up on this planet, and a planet that, what was it now? The sun passed behind. There were like lots of big planets in the sky, and the sun had passed behind all these planets, so it'd get dark for a long periods of time. That's why it was called Pitch Black. And then these monsters had come out, monstrous alien creatures. So anyway, so in that film, basically everybody gets killed apart from 3 people: Riddick, the Imam, played by Keith David, and Jack, who was a young woman, I don't know, 12-year-old, whatever she's supposed to be, 14, I don't know, pretending to be a boy, hence the Jack. But turned out she wasn't a boy. So that you're up to speed. And anyway, so at the end of the film, he sent them off to a planet called Helion Prime, and then he went somewhere else because he thought, if he's not around, they'll be safe. So he went off to the UV planet, and he stayed there for 5 years. But now Toombs is after him. Is he going to show him? No, not yet. There you go. They're lining him up for the shot. Here they go. I'm going to see the spaceship fly over. There it goes. Cool effects in this, by the way, by ILM a little bit, but mostly Rhythm and Hughes did the effects for this. And there he is with lots of hair. And there's Nick Chinland as Toombs. Apparently wanted the role so badly. He went in for his audition like that. He must have read the description or whatever. They must have had a description of the character, I don't know. But he made himself look like Toombs was in the script or whatever. And luckily he got the part. Anyway. So there you go. They're firing nets at him because they want to catch him alive. Take the shot, he says. So there we go. Missed with that one. And they have another shot, and they fire again, and they actually catch him a bit in the leg. Hang on, there we go. Groans. I'm going to show it. Fire again, and it there you go, catches him, but he just pulls it out because he's tough. Tough is really the toughest, coolest man in the universe. Turns out he's a Furian, and I don't know if it ever mentioned that in Pitch Black. I don't remember him mentioning him a Furian. I mean, when I first saw this film, I thought, oh, that's interesting. We're getting all backstory about Riddick. But I never. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. But because Pitch Black, it's all right, but I like this better. Anyway, there he is. Look, he's egging them on with his blades. So they're going to go in after him. So there you go. Biggest payday ever for Toombs and his crew. He's got a 4-man crew to bring in Riddick. So in they go, and obviously it's all going to go awry. As we see, he's waiting for them. There we go. Takes one of them out. They've got 2 men hanging in harnesses, by the way, that were firing the nets. So there's one of them dealt with. And then they said, "Oh, have you got eyes on Riddick?" And they look round the other one. They look round, and he's gone as well with his net gun hanging there. They're like, "Oh, he ghosted 2 of our men. We didn't even see him." So he sends the other fella out. So only 2 of them left now. Sends the other fella out. You're my gunner. Go grab a gat. So he goes out with opens the door to the other fella. But then we see Riddick's on top of the ship. He just grabs the fella, pulls him out. He goes falling to his death. And then Toombs obviously realises something's amiss. So he puts the ship in hover mode. Cool switches and stuff. It's 500 years in the future. Bloody switches. But yet we have people like Arion, who's like a ghostly figure. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get to that. He puts the ship in hover, and then we hear Riddick say, "You made 3 mistakes. First, you took the job, then a 4-man crew to bring me in. That's insulting." And then he said, "Empty gun rack." So there you go. But the worst mistake you made, empty gun rack. So he gets him, does Riddick, and then he wants information. Who put the bounty on his head? How much is it? And he says 1 mil, and then he's got a knife on him. He says 1.5, and he says, what slam gives 1.5? And he says it's a private bounty. So he says, what system? He doesn't know the name, anonymous, and he says it's Helion Prime. So obviously he knows that the Imam's on Helion Prime, so he's going to go see him. Anyway, he leaves. He doesn't kill Toombs. Spoilers. Toombs doesn't die in this film. I wonder if it'd have been if they'd done the sequel they wanted to do. I wonder if it'd have been in it. I don't know. By the way, Toombs shows up, I think, in the there's an animated prequel to this, set between Pitch Black and this. And I forgot what it's called. Dark Fury, I think it's called. I've seen it once. I think I've got it on DVD somewhere. And it's not bad, it's alright. And I think Toombs is in that, played by Nick Chinlund, voiced by Nick Chinlund. Anyway, that's where he says, one last question, you better get this one right. Whose ship is this? And he goes, mine. And obviously, it's not, because next time we see him, he hasn't killed that other fella, he's still there. But he's going to get Toombs landing on him. There we go. So he's probably dead now. Anyway, they're trapped on this planet, but not for long, as we'll learn. So anyway, he commandeers the ship. Off he goes into space. Sets course for Helion Prime, and apparently it's a long trip. It's 29 days, so he's got to put himself into hypersleep or whatever. So that's what he's doing here with all this lot. And then he's going to dream as he goes. There you go, the ship heading off towards Helion Prime in another system. It's a bit vague where all these systems are in this. I think there's only one that's mentioned that's actually based on a real place in space, the Coal Sack, which is like a dark nebula. I don't think it's visible from the northern hemisphere. I think you have to go to the southern hemisphere to see it. Anyway, so he's heading to Helion Prime, he says, and all the bright stuff that he doesn't like. Because Riddick has got, he saw his eyes are sort of like shiny. He can see in the dark, which came in handy in Pitch Black, as you can imagine. And apparently he got it done. There's two stories for this. He says he got it done at a top security prison, and some doctor gave him the eye shine, whatever you want to call it, for 20 menthol cools. Because in a prison where you'll never see the sun again. That's what they said. But I'm sure in one of the games, I don't know if it's Butcher Bay or Dark Athene, I can't remember, but something mystical happened to him with maybe, I don't know if it's an elemental or a Furian spirit or something, I don't know, that they gave him the super duper eyes. But anyway, because later on when we meet up with Jack again, she says she ended up in a prison and there was no doctor that had sort her eyes out like his. But anyway, right, so off he goes. Anyway, meanwhile, right, we're back on here. We've got Igneon System, Planet Crematoria. Not a great name, is it? But I suppose it's descriptive. This is a planet that I don't know how this would work. In if it was Star Trek, they'd explain it, wouldn't they? But they don't really explain it in this. But in this, it's a planet where in the daytime the temperature is like 700 degrees. We'll say Celsius. It doesn't say; it just says 700 degrees. But at night time it drops to, and they say minus 300 degrees, which is impossible because the lowest temperature is minus 273. If I'm remembering, absolute zero is minus 273, so it can't go to minus 300. Anyway, but never mind. As I said, I don't think David 2 is a scientist. But when daytime comes, apparently they call it like a thermal front or something like that. Basically, the atmosphere ignites in this thermal front that basically just burns everything on the surface of the planet. And then, but I'm thinking, but how can the atmosphere survive? How can it be a breathable atmosphere? Because they're all there running about, breathing the air. I don't know, but you think it'd have no? You think the atmosphere would burn itself out after? Well, I don't know, but not long. After the planet's formation. But anyway, whatever. Right, so here we are, and we're going to get introduced to Jack now. These are the guards. Don't ask me the names, I've forgotten. And we learn that essentially she's been naughty, she's been put in like solitary confinement. So don't want to go in, so they use sticks and point guns at her, and in she goes. And there she is, played by the lovely Alexa Davalos. They didn't get the same actress, from Pitch Black. I don't know if they even tried to get her, I don't know, but Alexa Davalos is playing her. Looks nothing like her. Because in Pitch Black, she kind of looked like a boy, I suppose. But now she's all grown up to full womanhood. Complete with lipstick. Anyway. So here she is. She's in the hellhound pens. They've locked her in there. So you can hear them growling and snarling. So she shouts, "Can we shut the goddamn noise?" And everything goes quiet for a few seconds. And then they hear them all going, and all that stuff. Right, so there you go. So she's shooting there. Anyway, so right, he has a dream now. He's in his he's going to sleep now, and there we go. Destination Helium Prime. Let's have a read. I've not read this. Temperature 97 Fahrenheit. No, even Americans. 970. Blah 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 blah. Oh, it's in the Khazar system. Oh, there we go. It's Helium Prime. But it says Helion system. Because later on in the film, they're talking about invade the Necromongers, talking about invading Helion 3 and Helion 5 and all that in the Helion system. It says there, it's the Khazar system. Make your mind up, film. But anyway, there you go. It's going to take 27 days, 13 hours, 41 minutes, 34 seconds, and whatever that is. What does that say? Hund. And 600. What the hell's a hund? I don't know that one. Anyway, so he's going to go into sleep. He's going to dream. Right, he's going to start dreaming. Of Furia. There we go. A woman, all but the Furian side. Oh, actually says, when you go into hypersleep, whatever they call it, only your most primitive side remains active in your brain or whatever. The animal side, the Furian side, and so we see her. She comes back later. I don't know who she's supposed to be. I don't know if she's supposed to be his mother or some random Furian woman, but she's easy on the eye. I don't know who plays her. Let's check. Let's check. Let's see if she's got a name. No, I'm gonna have to go to all cast and crew. I bet she's been in Stargate as well. She looks familiar, to be completely honest. My bloody eyes are terrible. They are terrible. I need to sort these glasses out. I've no idea. Maybe is that a Shearer? Kristen Lehman. Because I don't think we see her in the theatrical cut. It says director's cut here, you see. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at a picture of her, see if it's yes, I think it is. Yes, it is. So she's called Shearer. Not Shearer, Queen of the Jungle. That was Shearer, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. Christine Lehman. Has she been in Stargate? Let me check again. I want to know. Known for Grey's Anatomy, Twilight Zone. Let's have a look. I'm scrolling down. Chronicles of Riddick. Andromeda, which I never could get into. X-Files she were in. But no Stargate. So she's not one of the 29. No, she isn't. Anyway, so there we go. Right, where were we? Right. Oh, and there's also this other thing. As I said, a bit mystical. She talks about this. She goes, she's going to put like the mark of the Furians, which is kind of like the white hand of Saruman, which is ironic because Carl Urban's in this film. But anyway, there you go. She puts it on his chest, and then he wakes up. But we get to see that again later. And he wakes up suddenly, and he's arrived at Helion, but he's in the atmosphere and being attacked essentially by Helion security. There you go. Recognise craft. You need to follow me to Spaceport 6 and all that. But it's Riddick, so he's not going to do as he's told, is he? So it's going to basically just bump the. There we go. There's the cops. Wee, wee, wee. Follow me, citizen. Obviously, he's not going to do that. So we hang on. So he's going to. There we go. Does that instead. Apparently, Helion. Again, I don't know how this works, but we'll learn later on. Helion shares its sunlight with other worlds. Does that mean the energy from the sunlight? It must do, mustn't it? So they must collect the energy from the sun and share it. Whatever. Why can't I just put solar panels on all these other worlds? I don't know, but anyway. So there you go. So he's got away from there. Now he's flying towards the main city. There you go, flying in between these globes. Is it going to show it? There we go. These are these collecting the sunlight? I have no idea. Anyway, this cool futuristic city was heading for New Mecca, which I think is part of the capital of Helium Prime. There's some of the soldiers. They're trying to make it look kind of like Middle Eastern sort of things, like Damascus or somewhere like that. So that's why they're giving them these vaguely Middle Eastern, like from the Crusades sort of clothing for these soldiers. Right, here's Keith David as Imam. I don't think we ever know his name, because that's obviously not his name. Imam is a title, isn't it? It's a holy man, an Islamic holy man. But anyway, so here we are, we're in New Mecca. He's heading home, and there's all talk among the crowd of, there you go, it's the end of everything, they're coming and stuff like that. They're going from planet to planet. Word is spreading about what's going on. All these human colonies. Anyway, but obviously some people don't believe it. And what's that? Their calling card. What's that? Yes, this giant statue, and there's nothing left around it. Which we saw at the beginning, didn't we? Anyway, right. So anyway, he goes home. I think the door were unlocked. He just went in. But Riddick had unlocked the door, because we see Riddick's there. He's having a shave with a knife. Anyway, so he's talking. He's saying to the Imam that the three of us walked away from that planet. Me, a holy man, and a kid called Jack, who everyone else thought was a boy. They've got a holy man. And he said, I only told one person where I was going. I trusted one man. There you go. So, anyway, so he's putting a knife to his throat because it's Riddick. That's what he's like. Why have you put this huge bounty on my head? By the way, he says, your wife's in the shower, by the way. But obviously, Imam called him here because other people want to speak to him. I think because there's a prophecy. It's like the Phantom Menace. There's a prophecy which might concern Riddick. There we see his wife come out. And his kid, well, he's got a kid called Ziza. There you go, cute kid. And she says, did you really kill monsters? And the Imam says, such are our bedtime stories. Anyway. So obviously he's not going to hurt him because he's the good guy. Riddick is an anti-hero. Anyway, so he's talking to Imam, and then we're going to learn. Now, is it going to show it now? There we go. We see the comet. He says the comet always precedes them, but it's not really a comet. It's just their ships, like creating like a fake comet for some reason. Anyway, and here we are. We were learning. I think this is where it says the coal sack. Hang on, always precedes them. These world enders. There we go. Coal sack planets are gone. 8 million people, 8 million settlers or whatever. An Aquilan system. Oh, Aquila's, it's a constellation, isn't it? Aquila's the eagle, isn't it? So it's not a system, it's a constellation. There isn't Aquila star. Can't remember the brightest star in Aquila now. It'll come to me. No. I think it's the one that's in Forbidden Planet, and I forgot the bloody name of it. No. Never mind. Who's that that's here? Baby Ender Dragon. Hello. There we go. Welcome to the stream. Where were we? So he's telling him all about the systems that have been destroyed by the Necromongers. And that's where he says, Helium Prime shares its sunlight with all worlds nearby. I don't really understand that. I think, guessing he's meaning the energy from the sun. But if we fall, they fall. But he's not really interested, you know. He's saying the world's going to end, and it had to end sometime. So he's not really interested. It's not my fight, he says later. But they get people to come and talk to him. These like soldier-like people. And then Judi Dench appears. Here we go. We're going to see her. There she is. Because she's an elemental. And I'm not entirely sure how this has happened. That's it. It's supposed to be like the 26th century. It's like 500 years in the future. How come we've got all these different races of humans dotted about the universe? They don't even say galaxy, they say universe. I don't know. Like I said, she's an elemental she doesn't she just becomes invisible. But like when wind blows over her, she becomes invisible. She's still there, but she's just invisible. But apparently she can glide. But anyway. So don't explain these. Just a race of elementals. How have they ended up like that? I don't know. Are they genetically engineered? I have no idea. It doesn't say. Anyway, so she's kind of in charge. She's an envoy from the elemental race. It's kind of like, I don't know, the Vorlons of Babylon 5, I guess. But she tells of the prophecy from 30 years ago, and that's where we learn that they're called the Necromongers, and they'll convert or kill every last human life. But there's a prophecy that a Furion will kill the Lord Marshal and stop all the killing and all that stuff. So there we go. There we go. They're telling the story now. Young male Furians, because somebody went to Furia. The Lord Marshal. He did have a name before he became Lord Marshal. I forgot what it is. It begins with Z. He went to Furia. He heard the prophecy that a Furion would kill him and prevent him from breaching the Underverse or whatever. So he went to Furia. It's essentially Moses. It's the Moses story. He went to Furia and or the Herod story. But anyway, he went and killed all the newborn sons on Furia, and some that were even choked with their own umbilical cords. Seems a bit dramatic, doesn't it? But anyway, so that's what he did. They basically destroyed Furia, essentially. So 30 years ago, but obviously Riddick escaped. Maybe they put him in a basket of space reeds and pushed him off into space. I don't know. It doesn't tell us how he survived, but he just did. Anyway, so he says it's not his fight. But then some bad guys come, except they're not bad guys. They're like Helion soldiers. So maybe they're just there I think they're there for Riddick, because he's a wanted man, I suppose. I don't know. So I don't know how they know he's there. But anyway, there's just what an excuse for Riddick to basically kill some people. So here we go. They're going to smash in the door, because the baddies, even though they're not baddies, but you know what I mean. They're not the baddies. Anyway, so here we go. It says, "Are you afraid of the dark?" There we go. And so he puts the candles out. Obviously, he can see in the dark. But then it gets very bright, because we're getting lots of strobe lights and stuff. And all that. So he takes them out. Too sweet. There's one fella here waiting. Takes them all out really quickly. I think there's 10 of them. I think it says 10. He takes them out really quickly. And there's this one chap who's holding the imam with his knife, and he decides to exit stage left quickly. So off he goes. There you go. Shivering, knife clatters. That's descriptive subtitles. So off he goes. Anyway, he's telling him about what happened. He's asking what happened with Jack, and he said, she left. She never forgave him for leaving. Never forgave Riddick for leaving. So she left and did some bad stuff and ended up in prison. And he's telling her that he didn't know where she'd gone, but it were in a place that were really hot in the day and cold at night. So Riddick says crematoria. So that's where he's going to go next, but not just yet. And that's what he's saying. He says she never forgave you for leaving, and Riddick says she needed to stay away from me. You all do, because everybody's out to get Riddick, aren't they? Anyway, then I think alarms start going off. She's watching. She does a lot of watching. There's Harry on. Right, so here they come. The Necromongers are coming to Helion Prime. So they're all looking. Alarms are going off, and I think they're going to start. The ships are going to start coming down. There we go. Start the. Let's go back again. There we go. Kind of reminds me of Call of Duty. This bit where you see all the shooting into the air, like the original Call of Duty game for the PC. There's a level in there's a part of that game where there's now that's going on. Anyway, so the anti-aircraft, anti-spacecraft guns are all firing. Riddick's there with his glowing eyes. Remember, he said, "Not my fight," but he's running anyway. He's off running because it's dramatic. Everybody's heading for shelters, wherever they may be. Imam and his family, they're heading for a shelter, but I think it's packed. They can't get in, so they try to go to another one. Look, it's all kicking off. Look, then he looks and he sees there we go. One of these things are going to come down and embed itself in the ground. There it is, sending out a dust cloud. There we go, and then all the lights are going off in the city. So they've obviously got the power centre or whatever. There you go. Not sure that. There we go. Right. So, but Riddick can see in the dark. Don't forget. And then he looks up and he sees the. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what it's called. What they call that thing? The cenotaph sort of thing. I don't know what it's called. But it's got all ships, fighters and stuff attached to it. So he looks up, takes his goggles off. Like that. He looks up and he can see them all the fighters detaching. Like I said, it reminds me of Dune. It's very Dune-y in the the technology is all very stylized and all sort of super futuristic. Like I said, I thought it was like thousands of years in the future, but it's only like 500. But anyway, there we go. Lots of stuff. Look, action. Because Helion Prime's got their own fighters, and they're trying to fight back and all that stuff. And obviously the Necromongers, they're not invincible. You can kill them and you can shoot the ships down, but there's just too many of them, I think, in the long run. There we go. They've got bigger ships. But it's all, cool effects, which is what we want. Pew-pews, etc. Imam and his family, as I said, trying to get to the next shelter, but they kind of get cornered. They get trapped with all these Necromonger soldiers and their lensors, which we're going to see in a minute. Here we go. So here we go. The dropping soldiers as well. A lot of their technology is based around gravity, apparently, so they can manipulate gravity. It's going to drop the soldiers down, showing it like that. Look, is it going to? It's not going to show it, is it? No, it's, here we go. Dropping the soldiers down with gravity beams or whatever. Because the weapons as well are gravity-based weapons, apparently. rather than lasers or projectile weapons. They're just like pulse of gravity comes out and kills you. Anyway, so here they come, trotting down the road. There's a battle ensues with the Helian soldiers. This one Necromonger chap has got this staff. It's like a mini version of that big thing we saw at the beginning of the film. It's like a mini version of that. He plants it in the ground. There you go, they're all fighting away. Apparently these guns as well, the Helium Prime soldiers' guns, actually had the little like gas canisters inside. When they fired them, they like did little puffs, flame, out the side and the front, and really good. And apparently it was super safe. It says it's the fellow that made it, the armour or whatever that designed it, says it's his best thing he's ever done. But it looks cool on screen as well. Anyway, this fella comes with this big thing that he's going to plant in the ground in a minute. There he is. Here he comes. Because it seemed as though the good guys were winning, because the Necromongers seemed to be dying. But he plants that. He dies, but he twists the thing, and then the big ball comes out and kills all of the Helian soldiers. There, they're looking. Oh, what's that? But as we see, there's lots of other Necromonger soldiers around them, so they're surrounded anyway. Is it going to show us? There's Riddick waiting. Oh, yes, because Riddick found Imam, by the way. Imam, went away from his family, says, stay out of the way, I'll make sure it's safe. And then Riddick found him, and now he's saying, don't move until it's over. But Imam's went to get back to his family. But he says, when it's over, in his growly voice. Anyway, they're going to die in a minute. There we go. Lots of Necromonger warriors just waiting in the wings. Anyway, all they die. There we go. That's all that's left of them. And the Necromongers carry on. Right. Riddick tells Imam that he has got a ship. Remember the ship he came in? That's where he's headed. And he's telling Imam that they can come along with him. But Imam says, no, thanks. They're going to get his family across the river to a shelter. But so anyway. Right, so, this is Lord Vaco. I think this might be the first time we see him, apart from when we saw him at the beginning. But see him in action now, throttling some chap. And hang on, where's my thing? There he is. Carl Urban as Lord Vaco. It's spelt V-A-A-K-O. And apparently David Toohey, when he made up that name, with two A's in it, thought it was pronounced Vaco. Is he an idiot? It's not Alderain, is it? But he changed it because Carl Urban, when he was reading it, he was saying it double A is var, isn't it? It's Vaco, not Vaco. Dear. Anyway, so off he goes. Right, where are we now? Riddick's, yes. Imam's got back to his family. Riddick's hovering about somewhere. And it's where we meet the Lenser, I think. There's Riddick hanging about. There it is. There's the Lensor. Oh, for Pete's sake. It shows, there we go. Which is, it's a Necromonger, but apparently it's a Necromonger soldier who's is being changed. David Toohey said, maybe a Necromonger soldier's been injured in battle or something like that and lost his eyes or whatever. And they've used their technology to basically turn him into a remote camera, so that other Necromongers can use this camera to see what they're seeing, and they can see in different frequencies and all that. So there we go. So that's a gravity gun punching a hole in that poor fella's chest. So they're using the lenses to weed out the survivors. This is the view that Riddick's seeing. He takes his goggles off and he sees this soldier here who's got a name, I've forgotten. But he's got a dagger in his back. And it's from an old battle, apparently. Because Necromongers are all about pain, and one pain dulls another pain and all that stuff. But this is kind of stuck in there to remind that it can take pain. It's like a trophy, I suppose. We keeps it in there. You think it'd be a bit awkward? You won't be able to sit back, would you? Anyway, never mind. What's his name? I've forgotten. I'll have to check. I think he's got a G in it. Just a minute. Where is he? Where is he? I know he's got a name because they'll say it. Why ain't he in the bloody cast list? Oh, there we go. Ergun. There we go. Sorry, name. Ergun. Irgun. Played by Mark Gibbon. Anywho. So it's just showing that because that's basically how we're going to recognise this fella later. It's just so we know who he is. To make him stand out. Because they're going to get found by the lenser, and Imam's going to basically cause a distraction, and so that his family don't get hurt. So there we go. So he goes, runs off, and they're going to go chasing after him. But there's the lenser. Look, again, it kind of reminds me of from Dune. The 84 Dune kind of reminds me of the Sardaukar shock troopers. They kind of looked a bit like that, didn't they? In the 84 Dune, but anyway. Anyway, the lenser's still found Imam's wife and his daughter, but obviously Riddick's gonna come and save the day, and he breaks the lenser's neck, and we've seen that he's killed a soldier as well. But the fellow with the dagger in his back is running after Imam, and he can't get through this gate here, so he's going to climb up that ladder there. So, but long story short, Imam's going to get killed by this fellow with the knife in his back. Here he is, look, and he says to him, I'm going to go meet God or whatever. I'm going to go to heaven, the afterlife. That's it. So I'm going to go to the afterlife. What's going to happen to you? But it's kind of mocking him. My faith is better than your faith. Who knows? But anyway. So the fellow with the knife in his Ergun kills Imam. And Riddick finds the aftermath. He finds Imam's necklace and Imam as well. There he is. So now he wants to get revenge. Even though he didn't seem particularly happy with Imam, he wants to get revenge. Right, so here we go. We're going to meet the Lord Marshal. He's coming out with his big helmet on. Here he goes. Surveying his new domain. And he takes the front off. So you can see his face. Colin Fiore, Canadian actor of stage and screen. Apparently, when they want filming, to pass the time, he'd recite Hamlet's soliloquy. It is Hamlet, isn't it? He'd recite that as fast as he could. Some sort of, among stage actors, it must be a thing to do it as fast as you can. Anyway, so there we go. And he plays a good part in this. There we go. See his forces. They were all victorious. Basically, the planet is theirs now. They've taken the planet. You see all these soldiers lined up, and the ships have landed. And his ships are all going to bow to him as he walks past, heading there. I think is that the necropolis? Is they call it necropolis? Is that what they call it? We'll see in a minute. I think that's what they call that. Or is that what they've just come out of here? That might be this what they've just come out of. I don't know. Anyway, so here we meet. This is Dame Vaco, Lord Vaco's wife, played by Tandy Newton or Tandy Way Newton. I think it's still pronounced Tandy, but she decided to spell it differently. Anyway, looking super hot in this film in really tight dresses, but as we'll see, there we go. Giving us a good look there. The camera moves up. Just wears tight dresses in this. Here we see the the ship's bowing to the Lord Marshal as he, here we go, as he heads down there. They go all bowing to him as he heads down the ranks. He's heading to this must be some public building or something, I don't know, the Senate or whatever of Helium Prime, and he's going there telling everybody to, I have conquered you, essentially. Our beliefs mean that we're going to go to the Underverse, which is this really cool place, and you can come with us if you want. We can convert you to Necromongers, and you can come with us, or you can die. That's what he's saying. And this is where we meet Christopher Heyerdahl, who's going to say, no, we don't want that. By the way, that's the Purifier. He's saying all this stuff as well. He's like the second in command sort of thing. Or like the Pope. He's like the Pope to the Lord Marshal's Emperor or whatever, you know what I mean. There's Christopher Heyerdahl there. Look, there he is. He's been in everything. So he's going to say, no, we're not going with you. Meanwhile, he's arriving, look, with his knife in his back. He's going to show us so we know who it is. There we go. Ergun's arrived. So we know Riddick's probably not far behind. Got funny legs, hasn't he? That real person. Not chicken legs. Or is it one of them from The Arrival? Not that new Arrival. David Twohy did a film called The Arrival with I forgot to put the name now. Charlie, what's his face? Charlie Sheen, where they're like these aliens in, and you knew they're aliens because the knees bent backwards. He's got them, hasn't he? Or she, I don't know. Anyway, this is where we learn that every necromonger used to be a normal person, but they were converted. So, who was the first necromonger then? I've no idea. How did it start? But so are no new necromongers born? There mustn't be. Because Tandy Newton refers to Riddick as a breeder. So maybe there's no new necromongers born. They're all... So there'll be no necromonger kids. Don't see any anyway. So what do they do with the children of a planet do they just kill them? I don't know. Anyway, he's saying he was once like them. So right, then Christopher Heyerdahl. I know her face. She's been in a lot of stuff as well, hasn't she? They're saying, we're not going to go with you because we've got free will and all that jazz. So here he's going to start now with Christopher. Here he comes now, because he's not going to last long now, is he? He's stood out amongst the others. They go, we will not be converted, we have free will. But then the Lord Marshal comes up now. Oh, for Pete's sake, I've gone too far because I'm stupid. Here we go. Just walks up to him, says, then I will take your soul. I'm not exactly sure how this works. in terms of sci-fi, there we go, just rips his soul out of his body. I don't know. Is there a science to it? Probably not. As I said, I think it's more fantasy than science fiction. So that's the end of Christopher Heyerdahl. He just dies now because he ain't got a soul anymore. What happens to the soul? Does it just fade away? Does he store it in some... I don't know. But anyway. So then they all start bowing now, except for Riddick. There we go. Riddick's there. They tell him, this is your one chance. And Riddick says, I bow to no man. But he says, I'm not with these. That's what he says. I'm not with these people. But I'll have a piece of him. And he points to Ergun. Yes, because he describes the Lord Marshal. He's the holy half-dead who has seen the Underverse. Because apparently... the Underverse must be in a certain place, or I don't know, or is it like a state of nirvana that he went to? I don't know, but he says he's seen it, or maybe he just made it up. I don't know, but he's not the first Lord Marshal. There were Lord Marshals before, because we go to this place where there's all these statues of previous Lord Marshals. So, did they all see the Underverse as well? Don't know, but they haven't taken everybody there. So anyway. But there you go, I will take a piece of him, and he points at Ergun. So he says, all right, you shall have that piece. So we're going to have a bit of a fight. So Ergen thinks fair enough. And Riddick dispatches him pretty quickly. There we go. Just grabs that out of him. And there we go. Dead. Stabs him a couple of times. And he's done for. People gasping. Yes. Because he just killed one of the Lord Marshal's best men, apparently. There he goes. That's what he said. Ergen was one of my best men, if you say so. So he takes the knife out of Ergen. He gives it to him. You know, one of their things is you keep what you kill. There you go. In our faith, what does it say? Go on. You keep what you kill. So he gives him the knife. There you go. And then he says, have we met before? I must get an inkling. And when he gives him the knife, he touches him and he thinks, have we met before on some distant field? And Riddick says, you would think I remember. I can't do an impression of Vin Diesel. Sorry. But he wants more information, so they're going to take him before the Quasi-Deads. Some weird names in this film. So they're not just letting him go, they're dragging him off now. He's getting ready to fight, and rather than have another big punch up, they just get Tandy Newton to come in, and she comes in and says, "Why don't you just ask him nicely?" And then let's call him a breeder. Look, so she walks round him, and he has a good sniff of her. There you go, having a good sniff, and he says, "It's a long time since I've smelled beautiful," as in her being beautiful, not since he smelled beautiful. It's not a long time since he's had a bubble bath. Anyway, so she's basically going to lead him to. Hey, we go back in here. So this must be I think they call it the necropolis. Does she say? Does she tell us? Probably gone past it. Knowing me. Come on, tell us. Put the subtitles on. There you go. She's pointing. Look. Come on, speak, woman. Anyway, so we're seeing other statues of stuff. Cool sets. Like I said, they're all sets. There's no on location in this. They're either actual sets or sets with digital extensions or entirely digital environments. But done really well, I think. There's a lot of model work in it as well, by the way, which we'll see in a bit. Miniatures and stuff like that. Anyway, that's a cool Baroque stylings. I'm saying that because in the behind the scenes, the set designer says that he used Baroque stylings. So. Anyway, so they're going to take him in to see the Quasi-Deads. Is this where she's saying what it's called? Last 6 Lord Marshals called this home. I think they call it the Necropolis. I'm sure they call it that. But it's not telling us, is it? Anyway, never mind. Right, so she leads him into this little area. There we're watching other people being converted. There we go. They do this stab you in the neck on both sides. So all the Necromongers have got this little puncture mark there in the neck. It's like vampires. So there we go. So I'm guessing Van Helsing is one of their mortal enemies as well. Van Helsing the 23rd. Anyway, they take him into this little room, and then she says, don't resist, it'll make it hurt or whatever. So he's there waiting in the middle, and there you go. Oh, the more they resist, the greater the damage will be. So then we hear these whispering voices, you brought us the one, and then we see the Quasi-Deads. This is the purifier, he's flicking a switch, and he's using gravity again, and he's making it so that Riddick can't escape. There we go. Pulling him to the ground. Here come the Quasi-Deads. Again, very Dune or Lex. Very Lex-like. They come down, and I don't know what they're supposed to be completely honest. I like these people, but they're all skeletal faces, and they're underneath these muslin cloths or whatever that are all shimmering. But they're not speaking with their mouths; they're speaking telepathically, and the voices resonate in these tubs of goo, like so. There we go. So anyway, the probe in his mind, because they're telepathic. And there we go, the Riddick, much like the Cisco. He was thinking of someone called Jack, and then they'll learn that. It's showing clips from Pitch Black, by the way. And then thinking of the Elemental, who we've seen, Judi Dench, and then Furians. Oh, they start screaming, Furians, kill the Furian, and all that stuff. Where does he come from? These are the things I need to know. That's what he says. Says it like that. Is it good?
Who are his people? These are the things I need to know.
I need to know. Very stage actor. But there we go, Furian energy. So we learn that it's from Fury, and then we see her again. There we go. So obviously this concerns the Lord Marshal because of the prophecy. He thought he'd killed all the Furians, but no. There we go. Kill the Furian, kill the Riddick. And so the Lord Marshal says, kill the Riddick. So all the soldiers are going to come jumping in now. There we go, they come jumping in. But little does, everybody else doesn't know that the Purifier, Linus Roach, I don't know if he's got an actual name, turns off the gravity thing so Riddick can fight. So basically takes care of the bad guys and escapes out into the street. And there we go, we see cool miniatures. We see this ship flying over, called the sarcophagus ship. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. But it's chasing him down this street, which is a miniature. I think is superimposed. It shows them behind the scenes how they did it with a miniature ship. They did it in camera. It's going to fly down, then some unknown Helium Prime person is going to shoot a missile at it and make it explode. There we go, like that. And then I said, this cool shot here. It's a real miniature crashing into a real ground that the made look like it made little tiles and stuff like that. Look, and they wanted to do it so that you saw that as it flipped over. So I don't know how many times they did it in the special features, the back behind the scenes. They just did it. It just showed it once. So did they get it right first time? Don't know. But anyway, by the way, that hang on, maybe off PC. When it shows the there we go. That's David Toohey. That's the director. Apparently he's in it as well somewhere else, and I've forgotten where. It's like in the background, and I've forgotten who he plays. It might have been in that big scene with everybody in it. It might have been in there somewhere, but I forgot to check. But anyway, apparently that's David Toohey, the director. Right, so anyway, there you go. It blows up. It goes over the top of Riddick and then blows up elsewhere. So Riddick escapes, obviously. Yes, that's who blew it up. Yes, it was Toombs and his man and his men. He's got a 5-man crew this time because they want to bring him in. So that's where he says, let me guess, a 5-man crew this time. But see where we learn that it reverses it, does Toombs. It says the first mistake you made, trash the locator beacon inside my ship. The one you jacked, he stole his ship, didn't he? Anyway. So he said, you should have killed me. But this is Riddick's way off world. So he essentially lets himself be captured by Toombs and his 5-man team. There they are. There's the rest of the team. Toombs is elsewhere. There's Christina Cox. We see her well-defined abs in a little bit. So they're heading for crematoria in a minute. They're being scanned. They get scanned from the surface. There you go, some kind of scan. So they release a decoy to there it goes, decoy launched. So somehow that stops them scanning them. Maybe the decoy's giving off a bigger electromagnetic signature. I don't know, but there we go. We see the scanning fading away. So they're obviously going after the decoy, which I suppose that's what it's for, isn't it? Right. So they've got to decide where to go. This is where Toombs starts going through, talking to Riddick because they've got him chained up now. By the way, Telling him where they can take him, what penitentiary will pay the most for him. So we're going to talk about Butcher Bay, and Riddick says, I think they've got nice waffles or something there, something like that. Protein waffles. There we go. Protein waffles aren't bad, and then he talks about somewhere else. I can't remember where. Hang on. There we go. Ursa Luna, and he says they keep a cell open for me in case I want to drop by. And then they decide to go health club things. So they're going to go to crematoria. Riddick knows where they're going. That's where he wants to go anyway, because that's where Jack is. But apparently it's the closest one, because in the ship that they've got there, they won't be able to get to any of the further away ones. Pardon me. And he says it's in this system. The helium. It's not in the Helion system. We learn it's. Excuse me. It's in the Ignion system, innit? So I'm guessing that's next door. But is that, I don't know, several light years away? I don't know. That's not much science in this science fiction. I don't know, but anyway, they're going to go to crematoria. Oh, and all the other, there you go, crematoria, and all the rest of his team are saying, how come he knows where we're going and we don't? And there you go. And Riddick tells them, that's quite a team you've got there, a little skittish. Anyway, there you go. They seem a bit skittish, Tombs. So anyway, it's off they go. They're going to go to crematorium. But first he does this. He wanted this line, did Nick Chinland. Apparently, this line was supposed to be one of his team. You're supposed to be some slick shit killer, but look at you now, all back of the bus and shit. And Nick Chinland said, I want that line because it's a cool line. There you go. So they give it to him. Right. Meanwhile, back on Helium Prime, Vaco's on the trail of Riddick, and he's found. I don't know, to be honest. Is this where their ship was? The Merc, Tombs' ship was, and this is where it took off. I've no idea. I'm guessing it is. But anyway, his lenser is looking up at the sky, so he goes up and checks the lenser's screen, and it shows, there we go, that's where the Tombs' ship set off towards crematoria. So you see the lenser can even see stuff up in space in the daytime. Right. Right. So now they're having some sort of war council as the Lord Marshal, and one of his generals, I'm guessing these are his generals, suggesting they attack Helion 2 next. But he says, no, we should attack Helion 5 because it's the furthest out. Why? Don't know. But that's what he decided. There we go. The approach more artful. But anyway, so start at the end. So they're going to work out the outside and work their way in. Apart from Helium Prime, obviously. Anyway, so he's talking about that. Vaco's trying to sneak up on him silently, but it doesn't work. There we go. It says because they'll know that their enemy is right. Spooky thing like he did with the soul. It's a bit like, it reminds me of in Enterprise when the Suliban Silic had that room where he talked to Future Guy, and it were all like when he moved, his hand moved later and all. It's like that with him. I don't really understand it. But it has its uses. It's a plot point in the film for later. So he tried sneaking up on him, but he knew he were coming. So anyway, there he goes. He's telling him that they've got a team on the case to find Riddick, to find the Furion. But the Lord Marshal tells him, no, I want you to go. I want you to go and find him and deal with him and kill him. So he says, all right, I'll take a frigate. So he goes, don't question it, Vaco. Do as you're commanded and all that stuff. So off he goes. Then he's gone to tell his wife, I'm off on a mission. Meanwhile, she's burning her eyelashes off. Makes me cringe. Burning her eyelashes off. So she's saying, they're going to have a little bit of a fight here now. Yes, this is this bit, isn't it? She's saying he should be killed, essentially. The Lord Marshal should be killed, and Vaco should be the one to do it. There we go. She says he should be promoted to full dead. So they'll have a little bit of an argument, because he's loyal, he's Vaco. And so they're going to have a bit of a fight, because he gives her a backhander. Apparently this was originally cut from the theatrical version. Maybe because of the domestic violence aspect, I don't know. But anyway. Right. So she was talking about, if you killed him, you keep what you kill, and, that's how he could become Lord Marshal. But then he goes, he serves him, it's called fidelity. And she says, some people might call it stupidity. So, bang, there we go, gives her a good hiding. It's how you treat your woman. But no, it just leads to sex. Well, nearly. So they're all kissing and stuff. And then she says, I want to go to the necropolis. I think that's what it is. Hang on. Oh, by the way, that's when they were telling her that he's trying to sneak up. Necropolis, it is Necropolis, yes. She wants to go down in the necropolis, and she wants him to sit in the throne, or on the throne, while she pleasures him. Basically, why am I talking quietly? I don't know, but that's what she wants to do. Obviously that gets his dander up. So he's thinking, yeah, hey. So they're going to go down. I think they're expecting it to be empty, but when they get there, their lustful plans are vanquished, because the Lord Martin, he said Lord Commander then. What have you heard that in? Can't remember. The Lord Marshal's there with Judi Dench. I forgot her name already. Arion. There. So there we go. An elemental. So he's questioning her, where's Riddick gone, and she doesn't know, and all that stuff. So now she's saying, go find this Furion, go find Riddick, and she's going to learn why the Lord Marshal is essentially scared of him. So there we go. So obviously the rest of the Necromongers mustn't know this prophecy. They don't know that a Furion is being prophesied to kill the Lord Marshal. Right, back on Toombs' ship, Christina Cox wakes up before everybody else. Here she is, and so she thought, right, I'm going to just straddle Riddick. She obviously thinks he's asleep. I don't know how long it's going to take him to get to crematoria, by the way. It doesn't tell us, but anyway, here she is. I said she's been Stargate, and I know, I can't think which episode, but anyway, Windgrace will know, but I think he's buggered off. He hasn't said anything for a while. Anyway, so there we go. She's having a sniff of him and all that stuff, and Toombs is scratching his balls, because that's the sort of guy he is. Anyway, she takes off Riddick's goggles. Here we go, and he opens his eyes. Obviously, he's awake, and she jumps back. There we go. But he catches her with his legs, because he's Riddick. And this is where we see her well-formed abs. Are you ready? There they are, look. That's some abs and a half, isn't it? And they go, do you know you grind your teeth at night? And he goes, it's sexy. So, obviously, and then she's not interested anymore. But anyway, they've arrived at crematoria. Here it is. That's the daylight side. That's the night side. So they're going in. There we go. Ignion system. So in they go. They've got to head down to the surface. And they've got to land at a hangar, which is 30 kilometres just under from the prison. The logic being, don't put a hangar with a spaceship in next to the prison. Put it a fair way away from it. Right, so here we go. Oh, this is where Toombs says his quote: "If I owned this place and hell, I'd rent this place out and live in hell," which apparently is a quote that a general said about Texas or something. But anyway, so here they go, going in. They're going in. They're in the pipe, 5x5, and all that stuff. There we go. Woo! There they go. Cool landscape. There we go. Here the ship goes. There's the hangar with the doors getting ready, but the ship's coming in too fast, so they use the party poppers. It says, hit the party poppers in a minute. I don't know them yet. There we go, party poppers, which are like little thrusters that come out. They're supposed to be like, like you see on a parachute on a plane, that comes out and slows the plane down. It's like that, but because it's futuristic. There we go. Kicks that. Comes out and the thruster ignites and slows them down like that. A bit like they look a bit like pod racer things, don't they, from Star Wars? But anyway, so it slows them down, obviously, so they end up in the hangar. There we go. They end up in the hangar and the hangar doors close because the sun were coming up and they got burned to death. You can see already the ship's super hot outside, so be careful what they're getting out. And then this fella says, I think I pooed myself. Skiddish tombs. That's what he says. There you go. Very skiddish. Right, so here we go. They're taking him in. And they're getting on the sled. Actually, I said the 30 kilometres, 29.4 kilometres from the prison. So they're going on this sled that's there. And they've got Riddick laid down. And the fella that said, I pooed myself, is sitting on him. For some reason, maybe obviously just so he doesn't escape. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, off they go. There we go, telling us how far. And you notice it's all in Russian because apparently it's a Russian prison on crematoria. And David Toohey even said it's a remnant of a Soviet prison. I thought Soviet, that'd been a Soviet for centuries by this point. But anyway. So off they go. This fella's telling him, when we get there, your goggles are mine. Pardon me. But anyway, they're bombing down this tunnel, and there's lights overhead, and Riddick's counting the lights. That's what he's doing there, counting with his foot. So he knows, so he can time what he's about to do now, which is, cause remember the fella's sitting on him, Riddick lifts, pushes up with his body and bang, whacks that fella. So that's how he's dead. Toombs just looks round. There he does that. Toombs just looks round like that. And Riddick goes. And then goes 4-way split. Ha ha ha. Because he's horrible, his Toombs. Right, they've arrived. Look, there we go. 29.4 kilometres. But Riddick knew. He didn't see that. He'd been counting. He knew exactly. So anyway, they've arrived. So they bring him in. There they are. They're lowering him down into the prison from the where the guards and stuff are. Is on this area. It's got these big screws that they can go up and down. Anyway, but they're lowering him down with a rope through the middle. But then they stop lowering him because they're haggling on the bounty. We see some of the prisoners. And this is, I forgot his name. Hang on. Just bear with me. Begins with A. And I can't remember. Where is it? Why ain't he? I don't know. He hasn't got a bloody... Why ain't he got a thing? It's not in your IMDb. Because he's in it quite a bit, is this young fella? Dunno. But anyway, it's like, some Russian name. There you go. They say, don't take this one, boss. He's got a bad feeling about it. But anyway, they're offering him 700,000, and he's like, no, I want more than that. Riddick says, take the money, Toombs, as he's hanging there. But he's haggling about the money. So eventually, him is the boss of the prison, I don't know, governor or whatever you want to call him. Says that, well, I will have to get in touch with whoever is his boss and sort something out. But they said, you can stay until, as my guests, until we work that out. And Toom says, well, I'll give you 1 day. So, right, so that's what they're going to do. But anyway, meanwhile, Riddick's got his own plan. He's going to do some acrobatics now. Gymnastics, like on the rings. Here we go. Is he going to do it? He's going to polish his goggles, and then he's going to do... Apparently Vin Diesel did this himself. Is he going to show it? For Pete's sake. Is he having some vodka? I'm presuming that's vodka. Here we go. Apparently he did it himself. He lifted himself up. According to David Toohey, Vin Diesel did 75% of his own stunts and things. Anyway, so there we go. He lifts himself up like that. I don't know, he's just super strong, isn't he? And then he starts wrapping himself in the rope, as we'll see. Like that, look. There we go. Wrapping himself up in the rope. I better watch, make sure I'm not got a copyright claim. No, I haven't. It's Universal. They're nearly as bad as Toho. Anyway, they were saying you can stay as my guest, so I'll give it a day. Meanwhile, Riddick's busy wrapping himself up in the rope so he can release himself. Apparently for some of these bits, they got a Cirque du Soleil acrobat probably to do this bit, that bit. And somehow, for some reason, that breaks that. Not very well made, is it? It mustn't be titanium or whatever. And then he lands, and then he's going to deal with the... Oh, which one is it? Inmates. Is it convicts or inmates? There's a distinction, apparently. He's going to deal with these fellas anyway. They're going to come in to attack him. Make short work of them. But Jack saves him from one of them. There we go, from him. With a big chain that she's got. There he is, he's looking at her with his goggles off. And this fella comes, I think he's the Gov. I think that's what they call him. He's like the head prisoner, I suppose. Which one is it now? There we go. All right, a convict. So they were inmates that attacked him. He says, convicts have a code, inmates don't have a code. He says, what you're going to be... the inmates do the guards' work for them. But, he says, what you're going to be, and Riddick says, I'm just passing through. So off he goes. All right, so I'm going to have a little chat with Jack. Who looks totally different, she's kind of all sexy now. Not in that particular shot, but you know what I mean. That's better. So she's talking about, should I go for the sweet spot? She's talking about a certain part of his body. I think they mentioned this in Pitch Black. I think he told her something in Pitch Black about a sweet spot on the body to stab somebody. But anyway, he just grabs her, and there we go. And lifts her up. Oh, she's saying that she ended up in a Supermax prison and she couldn't get eye shine for 20 menthol cools. As I said, I'm sure in one of the games it was some mystical thing that happened to him. Either like a fury and whatever or something else. An elemental or whatever, I can't remember. I didn't play it because I've not played the games. I read it somewhere. Anyway. There goes, she's saying, was there anything you said that was true? And he was reminding her that, he left her somewhere safe, she's supposed to stay with Imam and all that. But she doesn't want to know. She wanted to be with Riddick. But then she's got a knife in her mouth, as we'll see. There we go, a blade, should I say. Because she's always got a blade on her. And she cuts his cheek and, gets away from him, and that's where she says, now I'm called Kira now. There we go. The name's Kira now, and I'm a new animal. I think she cut his cheek. Right. So, meanwhile, Vaco, here we go, is on his ship talking with the Purifier, and the Purifier kind of, I don't know if he's testing Vaco or what, but is kind of putting seeds of doubt in Vaco's mind, and Vaco says, no, I'm loyal to the Lord Marshal. But anyway, like I said, that's why he's putting doubts in his mind. There we go. Right, so back on Helion Prime, we see Arion being led into this ship. And we see she's got all these bells and stuff attached to her, as we can see. But they're taking her to see Dame Vaco, and they put the bells on her so they know where she is at all times. Because when she moves about, she becomes invisible. So they've fastened them to her so that they know where she is, like a cat. Anyway, so they're taking her to see Dame Vaco. She wants to question her about, why the Lord Marshal is frightened of Riddick. That's what she's doing. But first, they're going to have a bit of banter. Here we go. I've always wondered, for Pete's sake, can an elemental fly? And there you go. And she goes to stab her, and there you go, with a batleth. Looks like one, doesn't it? A bit. But then where she says no, there we go. She glides across there. Looks a bit goofy, doesn't it? She says, no, we can't fly, but we can glide very well. It's a bit daft. Apparently this was Judi Dench's first scene, first day of shooting. Apparently they had to put loads of dots on her and stuff because it was an effects-heavy scene. But most of the scenes with her are kind of effects-heavy because she's all shimmery and stuff, isn't she? But Anyway, and this is where she's telling her the tale. There we go. A young warrior consulted a seer and said that a Furion would, kill him in the future and all that stuff. So this young warrior went and destroyed Furia and all that stuff. Oh, there we go. So then she gets on the phone. They use these quasi-deads as telephones instead of faster-than-light communication. Obviously, they've not heard of subspace, have they? They use the telepathic communication. So it's telepathic instant wherever you are in the universe. Is there a speed of telepathy? Obviously not. So they use telepathy to contact, different planets or ships in space or whatever. So that's what Dame Vaco's doing. She's talking to Lord Vaco and telling him the tale of the prophecy. So there we go. Strangling some Eve with their birth cords. An apple wouldn't you say? So that's why he's scared of Riddick. Right, so and then we're getting a bit of a flashback of that showing him. I think it shows him later. Right, Riddick is up and about in crematoria. I think they're just cutting between them, aren't they? She's gonna kiss the the quasi-dead, and at the other end they were telling Carl Urban, you've got to kiss the one at the other end so they can feel each other, but he didn't. He wouldn't do it. So he just puts him back in his box. Like that. Just puts him back in his box. Not a very, fulfilling life being a quasi-dead, is it? Anyway, meanwhile, Riddick's having a shower. Here he is, getting all washed. She's watching him. Then the Gov says he's been there 18 years, and then look, it shows him his wedding ring. There we see this. There we go. Talks about his wife and how she was beautiful and all that, but he can't remember her name. So anyway, but then somebody shouts, one of the guards shouts, feeding time, so we're going to meet the Hellhounds. And they were saying, we're here for the rest of our unnatural lives. Anyway, they're letting out the Hellhounds. Why? Don't know. Do they do it every day? I don't know. Or they've just done it because Riddick's there. But anyway, here they come. CG animals, obviously. Look quite cool. Some sort of lizard, reptilian, I don't know, hound. But here they come. And when they're angry or whatever, they turn red. Right, so they're going to just eat some of the inmates. Here we go. I think she's going to escape because she's quick. It's angry look, but she's going to get away. But others aren't so lucky, like this fella. There you go, got him. And then we see one walking through the. Is it the shower or is it just a waterfall that's inside? I've no idea, but it's walking through that, and we see Riddick's there, and one's going to poke its face. There we go. He takes his goggles off. One pokes its face through through the water, and he just stares back at it, because we see they've got eyes like his. Is it going to show us? There we go. He's looking with his eyes. There we go. So it's got eyes like him. And they end up best friends. Next time we see the Gov or whatever is looking through, and we see Riddick with the... Is it going to show it? There we go. With the Hellhound. There we go. And they were giving it a big pat and all that stuff. And it purring. It were purring. Then alarm buzzes, so it knows it's to go back to its cage. So off it goes. Riddick looks at him and says, "It's an animal thing." But the Hellhound gives him a good grrr at him to show that it'd still eat him. He hasn't tamed it. Anyway. Meanwhile, Kira's about to be, I don't know, sexually assaulted, maybe? I don't know. Doesn't get that far. Thankfully, they're checking her for a blade. I think are these guards? I think they are guards, aren't they? I think. They're going to take advantage of her, but she's got blades everywhere, in her shoes and everywhere, so she takes care of this fella. There we go. Psh. Did she just make them? I've no idea, but anyway. There you go. She kicks ass, woke. Like 70-pound girl beating up these fellas, look. And anyway, but they're going to get her. They start beating her up, look. They overpower her. But Riddick's there and says, "I don't think she likes being touched, so I don't think you better touch her anymore." And he comes out and says, "What are you going to do? Kill me with your soup cup?" Anyway, and then he goes, "It's tea, actually. I'll kill you with my tea cup." And there you go, and he puts it down. He says, "All right then." So, the other fellas, you know the rule, they aren't dead if they're still on the books, because they get paid for each prisoner, you see. So he goes for, there we go, he gets a knife out, and he goes for Riddick. There we go. But Riddick makes short work of him. Hang on, see what he does first with his teacup. There we go. He gets that knife out, look. And Riddick just gets the teacup, smashes it against the rock to make it sharp, jaggedy sharp, and rams it into the poor fella's chest, killing him thusly. So that's him there. So he killed him with his teacup, and then all the others are watching, and Riddick reaches down and finds one of them. We're going to show it. There it is. Oh, for Pete's sake. There you go. Puts it down there. A key from a sardine tin or other. There's not enough tins with keys on these days. I love keys on tins, rather than having to find a blooming tin opener. Put keys on everything. I always get a little thrill when I get a tin, like corned beef or something like that. It's got a key on it. Anyway, he puts that down, and they all think he's gonna kill me with a sardine tin key, or maybe it's a corned beef tin key. I don't know. But anyway, so they all run away, and then she says, "Oh, why did I think of that?" Anyway, so we learn. She's telling him what she did. So she ended up with mercs, and they taught her how to be a merc and to kill and stuff like that, and that's how she ended up in prison. But they slaved her out. But so he's angry. He's angry. "Did you not listen? Left you there to be served." Blah blah blah. So anyway, and then she says there was nobody else around. I thought, yeah, there was the Imam and his family. He's supposed to stay with them. I thought that was the point, but no. And I bet she were, like a problem. I bet Imam said, "Oh, we'll just go then." I bet she were always kicking off. She was a pain in the ass. Anywho, right, what's happening next? Oh, yes, right. They're going to use the screw thing to open up the prison and let some fresh air in. That's what they're going to do. And Riddick's watching it and taking notes in his head about all that stuff there he was watching. Oh, so they do open up to swap out air. Interesting. And then he says to the Gov, "When it happens, it'll happen fast. Be on my leg and be prepared to, get out of here," or whatever. There we go. And the Gov says, "Nobody outs this place. Nobody." Oh, well, I'm not on the. Kira says, "He's not nobody," or whatever. There you go. "He ain't nobody." Right, so back up with the guards. They're playing chess with bullets and I don't know what the hell these are, grenades or whatever. I don't know, futuristic stuff. And there we go, 775,000 they're offering them, and he seems happy with that ish. Maybe he says fair enough, but obviously it's all going to go awry now because they're all going to start shooting each other. Oh, yes, because the sensors or whatever have picked up the Necromonger frigate. He shows him it. So basically, you've led them here, sort of thing. So they're all going to start shooting each other now. Here we go. It says, this is my prisoner, etc. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Gunfire. They all start killing each other. Oh. Let's go back again. There it is. There's Pete Williams. Petey Williams, a.k.a. Apophis from Stargate SG-1. The big baddie in Stargate SG-1 for several seasons, wasn't he? Died a couple of times. But there he is. As a prisoner in this. He was also in The Expanse, wasn't he? I'm sure he's been in loads of other stuff. Right, so they're all shooting and killing each other. Here we go. Oh, pew, pew, pew. Baby. Now Riddick's deciding, he's just watching for his opportunity. Christina Cox, I don't know the name of her character. She gets blown up. I think she might die. I'm not sure. She doesn't look well. But Toombs slides down the rope. Remember the rope that were in the middle? He slides down that. I'll need to get around to The Expanse sometime. It's good as The Expanse. The last season or the second to last season could have been better, but it's generally pretty good. Here we go. Right, so for some reason Toombs slid down the rope and just stopped exactly at the same level where Riddick is. And there's his growling no, because he knows Riddick's now going to jump onto the rope to climb up to escape. Winger says, I watched 3 episodes and then bailed. Don't know why. It does take some getting into, I must admit, because it is a bit weird early on. But it's still good. But I can understand why, because, let's say, it was a bit odd. Anyway, so Riddick jumps across. I'm going to show it. There he is. Jumps across and climbs up the rope into the control room. Sees everybody's... Well, not everybody, but most people are dead. Is he going to see the... there we go. Sees the Necromonger frigate there. He presses the button that opens the gate so the others can come up. There you go. He finds Christina Cox. I think she's dying. She says something. He's taking a key. The keys for the cuffs. There you go. You're going to kill me, but he don't kill her. So I don't know. Maybe she's fine. I don't know. Maybe they give her medical attention later. I don't know. But he goes to open this door. This is the door that leads to the sled to get to the hangar. Remember, the hangar's nearly 30 kilometres away. What's that? 20 miles ish. 23 miles. Something. I don't know. But it's not working. It's been broken. So he looks on the security cameras and he sees the sleds being blown up. Maybe the explosion that got Christina Cox. I don't know. But the sled's been blown up anyway. And the rest of the guards, the boss guard and the others, Sensor's Trouble or whatever, I forgot his name. They're heading on foot through tunnels to get to the hangar through the tunnels. So Riddick tells them they've got to find another way to get to the to the hangar, to get to the ship. They're saying the plan was to clean the bank, ghost the mercs. Go on, what's the other one? There we go. Break wide through the tunnel. And then somebody got a lucky shot off with this rocket launcher here. Took out the sled. Guards took off on foot, but rigged the door so no one could follow. And then somebody says, how do you know all this stuff? And he says, because that was my plan. Take the one to the ship in the hangar. Leave everyone else here to die. He says, because how do you know this stuff? Because it was my plan. But then Toombs has come back up, look. There we go. Because it was my plan. Anywho. Or is it 18? Have you just Googled 18 kilometres? 18 miles, 30 kilometres. I know it's 5/8. 5/8 of a mile is a kilometre. I know that. Right, so what's happening here? I've forgotten. He's locking Tombs in with the hellhounds. That's what he's done. I should have taken the money. There we go. Riddick! And that's the last we see of Tombs. I'm guessing he was supposed to survive, and if they did any more, I think he'd have been in it. I reckon he was going to be a recurring thorn in Riddick's side, but we don't see him again. I don't know if he's even mentioned in the Riddick film, the third one, which is not bad. It's quite a good film, is Riddick, but anyway. Right, so he's going up to the surface with the thingamabob, and they're gonna make a run for it. They're gonna run 29 kilometres. I couldn't even run 0.1 of a kilometre, but they're gonna run 29.4 kilometres to the hangar over the in the open air. And this planet, the atmosphere just explodes every day. But anyway, whatever. They go 30 clicks to the hangar. And Riddick says there'll be one speed, my speed. He's very sure of himself, isn't he? So off they go. That's why they're heading. Keeping the night. I don't know. The head of the sun. I don't know. But the sun rises behind them. They're basically racing the sun, aren't they? But if you can't keep up, don't step up. So a few of them go. I think Peter Williams, Apophis goes with them. So off they go. Look, they're running away across the lava surface of the planet. It does a zoom out. They're going to do it now. There we go. A little zoom out to show us where they are. There they are. Don't let that bit catch up to them. That's what they've got to do. Right, so they're running across. He must know which direction to go. He must have seen something. Because it's Riddick, innit? He knows everything. He's not stopping to check his compass or his, pad or whatever. I don't know what he's got. Or his GPS. But they're all following him. Running through all these... they think they're losing. They're going, Riddick, where are you? Because they're getting this little canyon bit that's all confusing. But they go, Riddick! But he's there, and he's up above them. He's going to show us. There he is. He's up above them, and he goes, come on. So they climb up. Then he starts sweating. I'd be sweating anyway, because I'd be running. But he starts sweating, and he looks round, and we see the sun's coming up behind them. So, So they're running faster than the speed of light. Anyway, meanwhile, the guards who are running through the tunnels underground to the hangar. The one that's always has a bad feeling about this, he has a bad feeling about it, and he says, we've got to check. Why do they just keep going? I don't know, but they've got to check. So they climb up a ladder, and the lookout open up one of these, I don't know, a lookout thing that opens up like that. But they can't see anything. Or do they see him? I know, yes, they see him there, look. And I think it says, where's Riddick, I think. No, it might be the next one. So, there you go, they're heading for our ship. So they're still running. They're running around, and I think they're going to... Now it's all getting all... because it's a volcano, so it's lots of ash in the atmosphere, isn't there? There you go. There you go. Another one of them things pops up, and they're looking out. And I think this is where it says, "Where's the big guy?" or whatever. I shoot somebody. Who's he shot? I don't know. Hang on. Missed a bit. Here we go. It says, "Where's the big guy?" There you go. But obviously, much like earlier on when he was on top of the ship, he's on top of this with a big. Whatever it is, I don't know, a big thing on a rope that is swinging, and it gets poor fella Anatolia, something like that is called, I can't bloody remember. Hits him in the face, and I say he shoots somebody accidentally. Maybe it's Peter Williams, I don't know who it is, but it's somebody else. It's somebody in a red shirt. So they're shooting at the others, but they get away. So, the race continues. Off they go. Here we go. Anyway, they get to a mountain. Here we go. They get to this. I'm going to show it. Like a big cliff face in front of them. I said the sun's nearly there. They've got to scale this cliff face. Be like, you never said anything about bloody climbing. But anyway, so up they go. The sulphurous mountain. The sun's coming. But Kira, sort of like, it's too slow. She gets caught out. There you go. The sun's there. Look. So she gets into the a nook, shade. She gets into some shade. That's what I'm trying to say. She gets into some shade, and all the others. There's Peter Williams. Apophis is in shade. He should have had hair like that in Stargate, shouldn't he? They're keeping out of the sun, because if you get in the sun. Direct sun, you'll just burst into flames. But if you're in the shade, you're fine. But anyway, don't know anything about thermionics or whatever the phrase is, but thermal stuff. If you're in an atmosphere, it'll still be hot even in the shade. But never mind. Anyway, she's shouting to Riddick, save me. She said, remember what I said about caring if I lived, not caring if I lived or died? I kind of do. Aphrophis, I don't know. Oh, Afro, yes. There's a joke there somewhere. Yes, it'd be Aphrophis. Anyway, what she's saying, basically, save me. So, he talks to the other chaps that are there, Peter Williams and the governor, or the gov, or whatever the hell his name is. Says, give me your ropes and your water, and he douses himself in the water and uses his ropes, and he's going to do a cool thing because he's a hero. Here he is getting ready now. Here comes the sun, so to speak. And apparently, when they're doing the visual effects for this part, or shall I say visual effects, David Toohey said he wanted the basically exploding air to look like tiger claws going across the land like that. Arr! So that's how they've done it, look like that. Look. Here comes the sun. Little darling. There we go, your rope and your water. There we go. So he dows himself in the water, and he's basically just going to come down. By the way, there's another fella somewhere else in a little nook as well, who's not going to fare well in this bit. But here he comes. There we go. The sun's arrived. Oh, Riddick, she's shouting. So here he comes. Look, wee, slow motion. He's watching on. Look, oh, what's happening there? But he grabs Kira. But poor he fell. His hair went straight away then, didn't it? So he's dead. But him and Kira swing into a shady bit. Thank goodness for these shady bits. And then he's all steaming. Look, when I watched it, I was like, "Damn, you're heroic." And I was trying to remember what that line were from, and it's just occurred to me. It's from Star Trek First Contact, isn't it? Damn, you're heroic. Zephyr Cochrane says it. So he saved her. Right, so, but they're still, they're in the shade of the mountain now, by the way. So that's why they're not all burning to death. They're in the shade of the mountain. The mountain's casting the shadow. And everything's fine. So they're still heading for the hangar. But they find out that the Necromongers have got there first. There they are, look. There we go. Lord Vaco's there first. With a Lenser. And a whole lot of Necro firepower. So they've got to work out how to get through them to get to the hangar. That's what the Lenser's seeing. So let's say it's seeing them. Only 4 of them left. But Riddick's saying, wait. Because they want to go in and start fighting. But he's saying, wait. Because he knows that the Gov and the other fellas, they're arriving through the tunnels to the hangar. They're going to cause a distraction in a minute, aren't they? There's the atmosphere exploding. They go, we've got 3 minutes before the sun burns out the whole valley. There we go, got to wait. Oh, aye, and then the Gov with his wedding ring, he does remember his wife's name. It was Ellen. There you go. Right, so they're there, guarding the hangar, but then it just opens, electronic screeching. Here we go. There you go, they open up, see all them, and start shooting them. So battle ensues. So now they're going to join in, playing Who's the Better Killer. So they have this weird bit of editing in this part, where it does this like flicker thing. See if it shows it. I think it did it then. Hang on, let me... Like that. I don't know why. It just looks stupid to me. They probably think they're being, clever and artistic, but don't do anything for me. They do it a few times in this, but anyway. So they're fighting away, killing necromongers, killing bad guys, and all that. And he just stands there going, "The sun's coming up." Doesn't do a lot. Firing the gravity guns, taking out people. Yes, he spins, what's her face, Kira around. There you go. And he did that earlier on. He spun her. You remember she had them blades in her shoes. He spun her around and she took out some necromongers, But now he's throwing her at a necromonger. There we go. And I think he chops a necromonger's head off in a minute. I don't know which one, but anyway. They're still shooting away. Where are we now? Is it this one he's going to chop his head off? Oh, I forgot about it. See that bit there? He had that knife and he kicked it out of his hand and we saw it go up into the sky. And I'm thinking, that's going to come back down in a minute, isn't it? So it does that. So it's gone off. It's going up into the sky, is the knife. So he carries on fighting people. There we go, carries on. Obviously, must have to stay in the same place. But still fighting away. And there we go. And now it comes back down again, look. And he catches it. I think this one is the one that he chops his head off. Is it? Oh no, it throws it at somebody. He chops somebody's head off in a minute. He does, honest. Anyway, so they're still fighting away. Hang on. I think I've missed him chopping the one's head off, but never mind. Now we go. The sun's arriving, and there you go. They're all looking round. But then, Vaco fires his gravity gun, knocks them two out into the open area, ish. The Gov gets picked up by Vaco, because Vaco's super strong apparently. There he is, look, picks him up. Though he's nothing. Are they like exosuits that make him strong? Or are the necromongers super strong? I don't know. But he picks him up and he does a Bane to Batman. Breaks his back, like that. So that's the end of poor Gov. Thank goodness he remembered his wife's name before the end. Anyway, so I think he has a vision or something now. Is it this bit? Because he's going to fight them all. And something happens and I can't remember what. And he has a vision or something. That Furion woman appears again and puts like the white hand of Saruman on his chest. I think. Here she is, look. Yes, there she is, look. She's saying, look, this is the mark of Furion and we'll give you super duper powers and all that. I don't get it. There we go. The mark carries the anger of an entire race. So she does that with him, look. But it's going to hurt. So I don't know. So now he's got superpowers, apparently. And there we go. Now he's going, and then he becomes like, that machine that they have that fires, that killed loads of people on that staff. Now he's like that now. He's ready. He's gonna send out an energy burst. There we go, like that. Because now he's a superhero now, not just Richard B. Riddick. So, and then he collapses on the floor. They're all knocked flying. The purifier's like, ooh, that's interesting. And Kira's like, oh, for God's sake. She thinks Riddick's dead and the sun's coming. They've not got much time. They've got to get out of there. They're all like, the sun. And the ship comes down to pick up the necromongers. And for some reason she goes with them. And I don't know why. Why did she run into the hangar? Because there's nobody there, really, is there? She could have run into the hangar and gone to that ship. But she goes with the Necromongers. You leave Riddick there. They're heading back to the ship. But she heads back to the ship, to the Necromonger ship as well. And then we cut. Probably have a white out, probably, I imagine. There we go. Oh, we see the Purifier grabs Riddick and pulls him out of the burning sun into the hangar, and the Necromonger ship's buggered off, leaving the Purifier behind. I'm guessing, they knew they're leaving him behind. Pardon me. He might have said, I'm staying here. I've got orders from the Lord Marshal. Because that's kind of what he says here. But anyway. Taking all his accoutrements off. Riddick wakes up, looks out, sees the atmosphere's blazing across the valley. There you go, there's the Necromonger ship leaving. He's going, Kira's on that ship. How does he know? But he must just be guessing. She could be hidden somewhere in the hangar for all you know. But he just knows she's on that ship somehow. And then he sees the Purifiers behind her. He says, I've got a message from the Lord Marshal. If Vaco failed to kill you, I'd to tell you, he tells you to stay away from Helion, stay away from him, and you won't be hunted. Basically, just stay away. And this way, so this is your chance to go back and kill the Lord Marshal, because we learned that he's a Furion as well. So why didn't he try and kill the Lord Marshal then? If maybe he didn't know about the prophecy. I don't know, but anyway. There you go. He grabs hold of him, asks about the girl. Where will they take her? And I don't know. Wherever. Helium Prime, I suppose. This way he does his ad-libbed line where he says, "I've done unbelievable things." I think he kind of based it on Roy Batty in Blade Runner. "I've done unbelievable things for a faith that was never my own." And he ad-libbed that, and so they'll keep that in. And then they'll do to her what he did to me. And then this is where we learn he's a Furion as well. There you go. The Necromonger in me warns you not to go back, but the Furion in me hopes you will, or whatever. And then hang on. I think I've missed it. He opens up his go on, show us. Oh, for Pete's sake. Bear with me. He opens up his shirt, and we see that he's got that glowing thing on. Oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. There we go. See, he's got the white hand of Saruman, and so has the Purifier. There it is, look. He's got the white hand of Saruman too. So they're both feud. So why didn't he? I don't... Oh, never mind. As I said, he might not have known the prophecy, so... that a Furion would kill the Lord Marshal. And that's why he says that. Right, so, and then he goes and walks off into the burning daytime. Right, so, here he goes. There we go. The actor, they filmed it, the actor walked out, and then when he started disintegrating, obviously, they replaced him with a CG actor. There he is. So, that's the end of the Purifier. Hey dear. So, there we go. Right, picking up that knife. Is this just a knife, or is it that knife he got from Ergen? I don't know. They all look alike, don't they? Right, so he's in that ship. He's taking Tombs' ship again, hasn't he? So the second ship is taken from Tombs. Or is it the same ship that Tombs just... I don't know, but anyway. Right, we're back on Helion Prime. I think Vaco's there. There we go. Yes, Vaco's there. He says, lost to Purify, but he's gained, the first among commanders. So he's like promoting Vaco to, he's second in command. Because Vaco's told him that Riddick's dead. That, maybe he thinks Riddick's dead. I don't know. But he said Riddick's dead. So there we go. Right, so there we go. This is a day of days and all that. Oh, blimey, I want to be a Necromonger. Anyway, so there we go. So now she's still wanting him to kill the Lord Marshal. She wants to be the Queen, doesn't she? So she's kind of saying all this stuff. Whispering in his ear, the power behind the throne. I can't remember this bit. What's he talking to her for? Maybe I went to the loo. She's saying, isn't she, that she thinks they're going to kill him. But she doesn't know. Yes, she's saying, shouldn't I tell you that Riddick's still alive and all that? But I don't think she knows. So anyway, there you go. No one really knows the future. Right, so anyway. Oh, she keeps doing... Suddenly, she said earlier on that elementals calculate. So I don't know. So they're like... I forgot what they call them now. From Dune, the human computers. I forgot what they call them now. The elementals like that as well, they calculate. Because she keeps talking about the odds, and at the end she said, well, what are the odds of that? And all that. But anyway. I think she said the odds are good that he's still alive. So anyway. Who's this? Oh, yes. We see... I forgot her name. Ziza. Imam's wife and kid, they go back to their home for some reason, and Riddick's obviously been there and left Imam's necklace there. So, right. So we know that Riddick's on Helion Prime. Right. So I think he wants to go. Basically, I think he wants to take off and blow up the planet. I think that's what he wanted to do. So. Saying, get my armada into space. So everybody starts heading back in, and some people get left behind. Look, the door shuts. Big wooden doors on a spaceship. Will that work? I don't know. But anyway, some people get left outside. But she sees Riddick. Oh, I forgot about that. Let's go back. Look, she sees him. He brushes past, and maybe he's got a distinctive smell. I don't know. Here he is. There he is. Look, there he is. Brushes against her. She must know it's him somehow. I don't know, but maybe Necromongers have a sixth sense or whatever. So she goes running in. She knows he's in there somewhere. She tells Vaco that Riddick's alive and he's here on this ship. So she says, "Why don't we just let him?" She says, "Why don't we just let him kill the Lord Marshal, and then you can kill him? Kill what you keep, and you'll be the boss." So. And because he's saying, I'll have to warn the Lord Marshal. And she's like, oh, for God's sake. Dear. There you go. It is not enough. I don't think he wants to be the Lord Marshal for some reason. But she really wants him to be. Anywho, the ship's taking off, look. Oh, and they're watching from a transparent, a glass-bottom boat as they head through into space. And they're going to blow up Helium Prime. So, they must have taken all the ones that had been converted, and the ones that have not converted, obviously the ones that are left, they're all going to die, aren't they? Such as Imam's wife. I keep wanting to say Iman, but that was David Bowie's wife, wasn't it? Who were in Star Trek 6. Anyway, there we go. They're watching the ships take off. Look, there we go. Everybody's watching them go, and they're probably thinking, I'll be thinking, yay, the bad guys are going. And I wouldn't be really twigging why they're leaving that big thing there, why they're leaving that there. But there we go. It's getting ready to deploy its ultimate weapon. So it is. He's gonna destroy it. But there you go. Riddick's ready. He's ready. He's gonna stop it. We found this Lenser dead, so he's killed a Lenser. He knows now that Riddick's still alive. So, anyway. Here we go. Here comes Riddick now. That's what I'm looking for. Waiting for Riddick to arrive. Here he comes on top of a quasi-dead. So he jumps down there, and then he's going to deal with a couple of guards. There's a couple of guards here. He's taking his time with that plunger, isn't it? They do take time, don't they? They don't rush it, do they? The bad guys. So I wonder he isn't doing a monologue or something like that. But these two guards, they're here Riddick sharpening his knives there with metallic slicing noise, and they both decide to look at the same time, and then Riddick stabs them in the face, I presume. There we go. And goes leaping out, but the Lord Marshals knew he were coming because he's got eyes in the back of his head. There we go. And so they're gonna have a fight now. That's what they're going to do. But because the Lord Marshal's basically, I don't know what he is. Is the future guy, isn't it? Or this Silic from Star Trek Enterprise in that special room in the pilot episode. Which they didn't do it again, did they? Just in that. Anyway, never mind. It gives Riddick another chance, but no, it's not going to happen. We see, there we go, we see Kira. Kira's been converted. As you can see, she's got the little thing on her neck. So she's a necromonger now, and she tries to talk. She says it hurts at first, but then it doesn't, and it's everything they promised it would be. And he says, "Kira, are you still with me?" And there you go, are you with me, Kira? He asks her twice, but she walks away. We know she's still with him, don't we? They will convert now or die. I don't know if he said that, I can't remember. Something along them lines, wasn't it? So they're going to start fighting. I know, he throws the knife, that's it. He throws the knife and he catches it. Does the Lord Marshal. But he actually nicks his ear and draws blood. She's wanting him to go and bloody kill the Lord. She says, kill him while the beast is injured or whatever, so something like that. So they're gonna have a fight now. So here he goes, and now he does his special magic fighting. Look, knocks Riddick flying. Judi Dench. M's coming to watch in a ghostly form. I'd be like, oh, it's a ghost. But they're going to carry on fighting, and sometimes, Riddick, he can guess where the Lord Marshal's gonna pop up. So he gets him a couple of times, but most of the time the Lord Marshal's kicking the shit out of Riddick, so to speak. There he is. Look, whee! This is the one time he's going to land behind me. Right, here he comes. Bang. Stare. Scary stare. But not doing well is Riddick. Not doing well. There goes more. I don't know what you call it. Ghost fighting. I don't know. But Riddick's not doing well. He's going to lose by the looks of it. And then he says, we won last chance. But he says no. In them two words. And punches him and knocks him flying. So he's angry now. Look, he's angry now. So he's going to grab a big weapon. Look, there we go. Instead of punching and fighting hand to hand, he's going to start bringing weapons in now. There you go, like that. And then he gets rid. This is a weird thing. He gets Riddick now. Right, here he goes. In a minute. With that pike, he gets him in there we go, in the sternum there, and he's like pushing him somewhere. As we'll see. There we go. He's like running across the room with him to somewhere. I don't know where he's taking him. But then you think he's going to do something, but then he just drops him. There we go. Just does that. But then in the back over the other side where there were before. So I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, so by the way, that's broken now. So he's got to get another one off this other soldier. Another what they call them thing in Star Trek, in the I forgot the name of the episode, a mock time, where the Kunut Khalifi doing a bit of that anyway. This thing. She's still waiting. He's throttling. It's throttling Riddick, but he's wanting to get that. Says, "You're not the one to bring me down." He should have said, "You're not the man to bring me down." Because what happens next? Hang on. Just bear with me. There we go. You're not the one to bring. There we go. He gets stabbed. Look, the Lord Mass gets stabbed in the back. He didn't see that coming, did he? But it's Kira. And down he goes. There we go. It's Kira, and she should have said, I am no man. But she didn't. She didn't even say, no, I am the one to bring it. She didn't say anything. But obviously it's shown that she's still with Riddick. But, look, he throws her, does the Lord Marshal, into a big spike that's just there for reasons that we didn't even see earlier on. But I don't think we did anyway, but it's there now. So she's impaled on a big spike. Yeah. So, anyway, she's looking at Riddick, and he's thinking, right, I'm going to kill the Lord Marshal now, because he's not looking well, is he? He's being stabbed in the back. They go, help me, Vaco, kill him. And Vaco comes along. Vaco? Come on, show us. There we go. With a big axe thing. And he says, forgive me. And he brings the axe down onto the... he's going to kill the Lord Marshal. But he's doing his ghosted, whatever the hell it is called. I don't know. Thing. He's heading... Obviously, he doesn't know. He's heading towards Riddick, who's ready. There we go. There you go. Riddick's there, and stopping him picking up that weapon. It goes on a bit too long, this bit, to be completely honest. So we'll skip it on a bit. There you go. Riddick's waiting, and Vaco, plunges his axe down and misses because he's not there anymore. It takes ages, doesn't it? There we go, misses, and he goes into there, and Riddick, is it that same knife that he got from Ergen? I don't know, we'll say it is. Stabs him in the head, and breaks off the handle for extra. I don't know what it'd do, but so they can't get it out, I don't know, but anyway. It's not like snapping off a key in a lock, is it? So he's killed the Lord Marshal, who snaps off the handle, and knees him in the face for good measure, and he's dead. And she's like, no, it was supposed to be Vaco that did it, because she turned round. You see, when Vaco was swinging his axe, she turned round and went flawless, because she'd mentioned that word earlier on. But obviously, because she wasn't looking, it didn't happen. Then Riddick goes and checks on Kira, and obviously she's going to die, and she says something, I don't know, I can't remember. I thought you were dead, and yeah, yes, because she thought you were dead on crematoria. Is it Jawsome? Don't get it. Anyway, are you with me, Kira? I was always with you, and then she dies. I was. So she's dead. So he slumps back on the... because it just happens to be just by the throne. Here we go. He slumps back on the throne because Kira's dead. He's not happy. And we think Vaco's going to kill him. But no, they all bow down to him. As we're coming back now. There we go. They're all bowing down to him because, you keep what you kill. And as we see them all, for Pete's sake. There he says it there. You keep what you kill. Earlier on, Judi Dench had said, what are the odds of that? And I think that's how the theatrical version ended. I think she had the line. What were the odds of that? And then the film ends. There we go. Written and directed by David Toohey. Vin Diesel did commercials for Street Sharks before he was famous, and their catchphrase was "Jaws." All right, see, I had no idea. No idea. As I have about most things, 99% of things in the world, I have 99.999% things in the world I have known nothing about. Anywho, so that's the end of the film. I really like Chronicles of Riddick. It's got nice ending graphics as well, showing some of the artwork, sculptures and stuff. Oh, it shows her name there, Christine Lehman, who played the Furian woman. Don't know who she was. Was she his mother? Don't know. Anyway, so cool film. A lot of people don't like Chronicles of Riddick. People say, Pitch Black's miles better. I disagree. Pitch Black's okay. But I think this is much more ambitious, isn't it, for a start? I think it cost a lot more than Pitch Black. I think Pitch Black was like $30 million-ish budget, whereas this had like about 4 times that, didn't it? And it didn't do well, unfortunately, and I don't know why, because it's really good. I think it's a really good complex lore space fantasy, in it. I don't understand some of the stuff that's going on, but it's done well, it's made well, and it looks good, and it's interesting, and Vin Diesel can carry a film really well. So, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. I know I said that for every film, don't I? So give it a whirl. But do, because it's worth it. I really like Chronicles of Riddick. Pitch Black was also a Mountain Dew flavour. I don't think I've ever had Mountain Dew. I don't even know if they sell it here. I'll have to check next time I go shopping. I'll have to see if there's any Mountain Dew on the shelves. I never noticed it. Never noticed it. It's probably banned in Europe because it's probably full of something that gives you cancer that you don't care about over there, or something. Anyway, so there we go. So that's the end of the Chronicles of Riddick. That's it. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's epic. I think it's an epic sci-fi adventure fantasy. But try not to overthink it, like I have been doing about something. I don't understand this Furia thing and the white hand of Saruman on them, and why it gives them superpowers. And if it's only in 2583, why are all these different races of humans dotted about the universe? I don't get it. It's nuclear waste coloured. Probably not great. All right. Anyway. Right, so there we go. Get rid of that. Pop myself there. Right, so we'll leave it there. But watch all the Riddick films. They're all good in their own way. But I like the middle one most. But they're all okay. The first one, Pitch Black, and Riddick, the third one, pretty much similar films. You're on a planet, there's monsters. That's pretty much it. But at least the third one doesn't forget what happened in the second one, because I think Carl Urban's in it. He reprises his role as Vaco. They're trying to get rid of, because he's still the Lord Marshal, is Riddick. And they're trying to get rid of him. But anyway, we'll leave it there. What's coming up next? Right, what we done? What we got here? Oh, that's what we just watched, Chronicles of Riddick. Throw that over there. What's next? On Friday, for Friday Night Appointment with Fear, we're doing Insidious 2. Sorry, Insidious. I always said that. I always miss out the chapter bit. Insidious Chapter 2, which it's all right. I've done the first Insidious way back when, but it's Insidious Chapter 2 this Friday, so look forward to that. And I haven't decided what my next week's Magnificent Monday, Friday Night Appointment with Fear are yet. I haven't decided. I wonder what I'll do. I might have a poll. Might do a poll, a members-only poll in the community section. I might pick some films and do a members-only poll and see what wins. That nobody will vote for. But anyway. Isn't there an upcoming Riddick TV show? I have no idea. So have a look. Have a look before we go. I will type it in. Riddick TV show. I've not heard anything. That doesn't mean anything, does it? What's this here? Is this a new one? When's this for? I don't know. This might be an old one. I just typed it in. Top thing was Merc City is a show that will follow the mercs and bounty hunters of the Riddick universe. But is that? I don't know. Chronicles of Riddick franchise, right. Let's have a look. Films, short films, video games, television. No, that's special. Here we go. In June 2000. Oh, that's 2004. So that proposed TV series based on Kira, but that was in 2004 when this film came out. 2015, so that's 9 years ago, Vin Diesel announced that both he and TOYG developed a TV series, titled Merc City, that will follow Mercs and bounty hunters of the Riddick franchise. So no, I don't think that. I don't think it's happening. That was 9 years ago. So there we go. So no, I don't think there's going to be a TV series unless something's happened. Right. We'll leave it there. So thanks, Win Grace, and who else popped in? Can't read that. Baby Ender Dragon, and who else popped in? Kai Eagle, for popping in and saying hello. While I waffle on about Chronicles of Riddick. Yes, the Fast and the Riddick. I think I've only seen the first 2 of those Fast and Furious films. I think it's only the first 2. Anyway, I keep meaning to watch the one where they're going to space, and I keep forgetting. Was that the 9th one? Fast 9. I don't know. Anyway, anywho, right. So I'm going to go off and watch some Lower Decks now. That's what I'm going to do. Right, so we'll leave it there. Hang on. I've seen one, and the one where they drive under Mexico. I've seen the first 2, or maybe the first 3. I don't know. I think I've seen the ones up to Tokyo Drift, and I can't remember which one that is. So if there were 2 before that, I've seen the first 2. But anyway, I didn't mind them. But obviously I want that bothered. I haven't watched the rest of them, so, But anyway. Anywho, right, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other. Hang on, let me get sorted. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll see you.